For me, motherhood came slowly and quietly and then changed everything. It not only changed my physical appearance, but the way I think, the way I love, and the way I identify with myself. Over time, I've realized that motherhood isn't just about raising a child, it's also about growing into a version of yourself you did not know existed. Here are a few things motherhood has taught me in the last 8 years of my journey. Patience. Motherhood showed me that patience is not something that I have or I don't have. It is something that I can learn. It grows in the small, repetitive moments. Not to rush her when she's about to take the first steps, or when she's learning how to read and write, or when you're answering the same question 10 times, waiting for her to calm down when she's in the middle of a tantrum, or slowing down when you are in a real hurry. I realized patience isn't about staying calm all the time. It's about taking a deep breath, choosing love, even when you yourself are on the verge of losing it. Control is an illusion. You can plan the day, organize everything, prepare for any situation, and still, kids will surprise you. Plans change, schedules fall apart, and I missed most of my cousin's wedding due to feeding, burping, and changing diapers. And I slowly learned how to loosen my grip on perfection. Motherhood taught me that control isn't strength, flexibility is. Children observe, absorb, and mirror. One of the biggest realizations I've had is that children don't just listen to what you say. Sometimes they don't listen at all, but they observe and absorb everything. They watch how you react, how you speak, how you handle stress, how you love. And they mirror exactly that. That's when I realized that I needed to keep myself in check. Whatever I said or did would leave an impression on my daughter. Guilt is constant, but so is joy. There's a quiet guilt that comes with motherhood. Guilt when you work, guilt when you rest, guilt when you take time for yourself, guilt when you feel overwhelmed, guilt about your choices. But alongside that guilt, there is also joy. Deep, grounding, overwhelming joy. I've learned that guilt doesn't mean you're failing. It simply means your heart is deeply invested, that you truly care. You grow with your child. As children grow, we often focus on their milestones, but along with them, we grow too. We become softer in some ways, stronger and more fierce in others, more aware, more reflective. Motherhood doesn't stop our growth, it breaks you down and builds you again. It forces you to unlearn and learn again. It shows you what is truly important for you, what are your non negotiables, and I think it gives you a power to just cut out the nonsense. You learn unconditional love. My daughter introduced me to a kind of love that is truly one of a kind. Her love didn't depend on my looks, financial status, my achievements, the kind of house I lived in, or the car I drove. It's the kind of love that stretches you, fills you up, grounds you all at once. She's one person who has truly seen all my shades, and she still chooses to love me every day. What can be more beautiful than your child's love for you? You learn who your true people are. Motherhood also quietly shows you who stands beside you. The people who support you without being asked, the ones who understand your exhaustion, the ones who show up in small, meaningful ways. It makes you value presence over words, sincerity over formality. Motherhood teaches you not just about your child, but about the world. And as they say, it truly takes a village to raise a child. Postpartum depression. There's one more part of motherhood that I don't think is spoken about enough: postpartum emotions. For me, motherhood wasn't just joy and adjustment, it came with exhaustion, emotional heaviness, isolation, helplessness, feelings that I didn't always understand in that moment. There was physical pain, sleepless nights, being completely out of shape physically, responsibilities of managing a house, days when I felt overwhelmed, disconnected, or simply very, very tired in ways that weren't just physical. And it took me years to come out of it and find myself again. Postpartum struggles don't mean you love your child any less. They don't mean you're weak. They don't mean you're doing something wrong. They simply mean your body, your mind, your sense of self, your life are going through the biggest transformation possible. It is also saying goodbye to a version of yourself that doesn't exist anymore. What helped me most was understanding that it is okay to talk about it. It is okay to ask for help and support. And it is okay to not feel okay all the time. Motherhood is beautiful, but it is also complex, layered, and deeply human. And acknowledging that truth is not negativity, it's honesty. Motherhood hasn't made me perfect, but it has made me softer, stronger, more aware, more human. And I think that's one of the greatest transformations life can offer. Thank you for listening.